Somebody call the doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, the time has finally arrived. We are getting into Cobra Kai Season 6, Episode 1. I cannot wait. This series has been phenomenal for both Oak and I, and we just really been enjoying it.
If you guys haven't caught our earlier seasons, I'm going to give you a real quick background. I am a huge Karate Kid fan, going all the way back to the original. My custom referee shirt that I had made when I went and met both Ralph Macchio and William Zabka at a Comic-Con down in Chicago after season 1 of Cobra Kai came out. I've been enjoying this ride so much. I cannot wait to get in to the final season.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Go! All right,
everybody's
so
getting along.
Robbie and yeah, they're hanging out.
Van Halen. I like how they did the joke with him, like just sprouting up like a foot and a half.
Major karate scandal like that would be. Yeah. They just keep on with it. All right, so Hawk has got his blue mohawk. There's Demetrius, the whole crew.
Whole
Dimitri.
crew's back.
Oh, he's all right. Oh, okay.
Gosh, it feels like it's been forever since we've had our team back together.
Oh, Kenny. Oh, how symbolic is that?
Yep.
Throwing the old Cobra Kai logo right in the dumpster.
I wonder if we'll get a Fozzy song again this year.
Oh. Do you hear that? Sweet sound of no more karate wars.
Karate wars.
No one's gonna fight for that guy ever again. Amanda, we are in the clear. Listen, if Kreese is dumb enough to show his face around here, there's gonna be an army of U.S. Marshals waiting to take him back to prison. We won.
What if he lives in a non-extraditionary country?
Kids around the world are gonna want to join Miyagi-Do.
So karate is going to be our rest of our lives kind of thing.
Subtitles are on top, huh?
It's because the titles are on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
This tournament is my karate swan song. And what better way to go out than by sharing Mr. Miyagi's wisdom with the world?
So is this season.
People are going to be lining up to put fangs on their backs. LaRusso wants to open up a couple more dojos. He can be my guest. People are going to have to decide if they want to learn karate from a car salesman or an actual sensei.
Look at the minivan.
I think you missed the turn. Miyagi-Do's back that way.
Got to make sure you guys don't go soft on me. Maybe a combined dojo, but...
See, Will Smith was an executive producer on this?
I didn't see that, no. Oh, tore the warehouse.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a dojo to be a dojo, right?
Right.
Hey, gang's all here.
Oh, look, it's Benedict's penis breath.
I swear, no more heel turns. Got like 30 of these. You have to buy in bulk if you want to make sense of the pricing.
All right.
All right.
We're starting off good.
I feel bad for Sensei.
At least Miyagi-Do's alive and well. We don't have to deal with Cobra Kai anymore, and now we're all one big karate family.
Yeah.
Family.
I mean, Sam and Tori only recently stopped hating each other. Hopefully they'll be friends someday.
Maybe we just need to do something to jumpstart it.
A terrible idea, guys.
You have a hose? Decent chance someone took a leak on this stuff. It's all that's left of my demolished dojo.
Today is my lesson.
What? I thought it was my day.
Chosen came up with an exercise that'll bring the new students up to speed, and I thought we could just do yours tomorrow after you run it by me first.
Oh, boy.
Sensei?
We've got something we want to show you before training.
We're finally all on the same side. And as a reward, toughest test any of us have ever had to face.
The Sekai Taikai is the most prestigious karate tournament.
If Elon Valley is March Madness, this is the Olympics. And the Kumite from Bloodsport all rolled into one.
Yes! Yes!
It's gonna take all of our focus and all the wisdom our senseis have to offer.
Coming up with our new dojo name.
Yes!
Miyagi Fang Karate!
Look at Mr. Miyagi. They gave him vampire fangs.
No,
It's terrible.
no.
Miyagi-Do is the only choice.
You haven't been here long enough to get a vote.
Been here long enough to fight Silva.
Two of you fighting isn't gonna solve this.
Fight is exactly how we solve this. Winner will name dojo.
Hey, we need to focus on the kids. Come on.
Kids will never find out.
How would they not find out?
All right. Who's next?
I'm good.
What about the batting cages? I heard there's a new fast pitch.
Sure. Sounds fun.
Oh,
Oh boy.
not going well.
How'd you think it was gonna go?
Oh, I didn't think she was your enemy anymore.
Whose idea was this?
It was Miguel's idea.
You know, we've been enemies since the day we met, and now I'm training in her dad's backyard.
I'm not even sure if she even wants to learn Miyagi-Do.
She'll come around.
Just give her a chance.
Oh.
I gotta give it another shot. He needs to know there's another way besides the shit that Silver was feeding him.
Oh boy. We gonna get our first throwdown?
I don't know.
May I assume you're not going to use it on human flesh and bone?
If I wanted to kill someone, all I need is this.
Let me see what else I have.
Is he at a pawn shop? Yep.
Yeah, that's his guy he always goes to.
Nice to see you too. Carmen told me what you want. Do I want to know what that's for?
Rocky IV style, gonna chop down a tree carried through the snow.
Chosen crossed the line, but it was in the heat of battle. He didn't mean it.
Look, man, when Kreese stole Cobra Kai from me, I had to build Eagle Fang from scratch. But I made it a real dojo. Took us to the All Valley. It's not just a name, it's what it represents. Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Not really for splitting wood.
You want someone to back out? Talk to him.
It's a wad of money.
Welcome to Coyote Creek.
Unknown.
That's what Sensei Kreese taught us.
Oh, it's Kreese.
Oh, drying around the corner, kind of crazy.
Yeah, right now we're planning our futures between training every day. There's just so many good schools to choose from.
Oh, leaving her out.
Oh, I give up. I give up. Don't shoot. Don't do it.
It's a throwback to the Karate Kid Part 1. Yeah. Oh, what a callback.
Look, I know how hard this has been on you. As soon as I figured out we were on the wrong side, I tried to get you out. You earned a spot at the Sekai Taikai, and I really think with the right mentors...
He doesn't need your mentors.
Oh, his brother's back.
I made some mistakes, but I'm trying to make it up to him now.
Yeah, just shot. Now you're gonna leave him be. Otherwise, me and you won't have a problem. Got it?
Well, that didn't go well.
Not well at all.
He told me to leave Kenny alone.
You're not gonna listen to him, though, right?
Do whatever you need to do. We'll have your back.
Oh, boy.
What's going to go down in the arcade?
Oh, cars. Oh, he's trying to do his uncle's move.
Well, that looks painful. I was just hoping that maybe we could resolve this thing with Johnny another way.
I would not lose.
I'm not worried you'd lose. I'm worried this is going to drive a wedge in our partnership. I just don't get why you've been so dug in lately. You been drinking again?
Ooh.
Is that what this is about? Because you showed mercy and that monster took advantage? That's nothing to be ashamed of.
I'm not ashamed.
I mean, take a trip back to Okinawa for a week.
Ooh, that one sounded rough.
That night, I called Kumiko. Drunk. Leave message. No call back.
Oh, Chosen, I'm sorry. Fighting Johnny is not going to make it any better.
It will ensure legacy of Miyagi-Do.
Oh, busted it. It's like a 6x6 right in half. Why not? He's got his axe.
Well, you got to have the axe. He's going in the woods. Oh, you hear him? How do you get a team together already?
And what is that way?
What the hell?
I can't hear you.
Stingray?
Oh, Stingray.
They're all little kids.
Yeah.
Ariana.
Yes, Sensei.
We do not train to class. We have a visitor.
Throw back to the first. Oh.
What's going on here is that Colin and Sasha are doing a heck of a job. Thought I'd just show you the solution. The solution is you. Taking back Cobra Kai.
Oh.
some reason I thought it was dark.
Maybe you're getting a little too old for this place. Next weekend, we at the strip club.
You got room for one more? I just need 1 minute, please.
Back off, Keen.
He holds on to this anger. It's gonna boil over.
Not your concern. You understand?
You know what? I'm not sure I do. Don't want to fight.
Sean, this only take a minute.
Oh, it's gonna take them both.
I'm surprised Kenny went for the shot.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, sweeps the leg.
You heard me say we don't want to fight.
These kids are always getting into these fights everywhere. Oh! Wow.
Oh, he just hit his head.
Oh, I think that was just the sound of him going down. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, stuck in the net.
Everyone has a home at Miyagi-Do. Doesn't matter what happened in the past. We're just trying to help you, Kenny.
Oh.
That's it, little bro. Security's coming. We're done.
Wow, Big Brother showing some restraint.
Well, he doesn't want to go. Big Brother doesn't want to go back.
Yeah.
You picked up Miyagi-Do pretty fast.
Yeah, well, I fought you enough. And some of it must have rubbed off.
Oh, well, there we go.
There we go.
Breakthrough.
All right, where do all these kids come from?
All I had to do was wallpaper West Valley Elementary. Hope you don't mind.
I nearly got myself killed taking down Cobra Kai.
It's awesome. Or at least it was when you were in charge.
That's true.
Is that kid Braden over there? AKA Snots, Booger? I can't call him that. His mom emailed me and said that Revenge of the Nerds is apparently problematic and it didn't age well.
How many times have we said that?
Revenge of the Nerds did not age well.
Got a fight to train for.
When did Johnny Lawrence become such a pussy?
Ooh.
It takes a man to stay. And I know that Cobra Kai, its stock is at like an all-time low. You taught me so much, man. I respected myself.
Way to go, Stingray.
They can't bring anything to the table that you don't already know. And when you win, you won't have to share it with anybody else. That's your legacy, man.
They had open shots but wouldn't take them. Same with Robbie and his boy. What's that tell you?
That they're pussies too?
We both know that's not true. When do you talk like that?
Since I learned what the world was really like.
Who taught you that? Ponytail dude they arrested? Teach you all that aggro bullshit I saw back there too?
It's not bullshit. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
That has got to be the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Oh, no, what a twist from the Big Brother.
Yeah.
I saw that look in your eyes, Kay. It's the same one that landed me in juvie. You can learn from my mistakes. And maybe give Keen another shot, too. It's time for you to decide the kind of man that you want to be. The kind of man you want Dad to come home to after his tour.
Oh, that hits heavy, right?
Yep.
I don't even know who I am.
I got you.
What a epic Big Brother to have.
I'm liking this if we're going to have an arc with Kenny.
Tori and I actually crossed a bridge I thought had been burned.
Well, that's a pleasant surprise.
How they can bond through karate.
So you came here to try and change my mind again?
I haven't. I'm here to tell you I've changed mine. I think we have to let Johnny win this one. I'm saying that the fight isn't necessary. Mr. Miyagi cared about teaching karate the right way.
But Eagle Fang name is stupid.
It doesn't matter. Do you think we could live with that?
I can live.
I concede.
What, you're backing down?
No, I'm conceding there's a difference. Plus, working with you guys is maybe a better sensei. So I don't want to just teach offense only anymore. I want to do whatever it takes to help lead Miyagi-Do to victory.
Miyagi-Do's lucky to have you, Johnny.
This.
I'm just personally glad you guys aren't going to fight.
What do you mean? We're still fighting.
What? Why?
Why not?
Because we've never seen it.
Holy shit.
We're finally getting the answer.
Finally getting Johnny versus Chosen after all these years.
We've been through a lot to get to this point, and we're finally on the same page.
Oh, not really. Hey, look who's here.
Now we are all Miyagi-Do. The strongest we've ever been.
One purpose. One team.
Oh, they're going after Daniel.
With a name steeped in tradition and honor, and a brand new patch.
Oh,
the Miyagi with an eagle over it.
Nice. Oh, there he is. Found his way back.
Tell Kim Dyer that Cobra Kai is back.
This guy, he's just. Oh. Certainly don't want to have any spoilers. And, okay. Now, look, folks, I realize that after, 5 seasons going into 6, a lot of people might be thinking, how is it working? And I get it. You could very easily argue you guys are just into it because of nostalgia, or a lot of people are only into it because of nostalgia, but I genuinely, truly, I love the story. I have since the first season. I couldn't put it over enough, those first couple of seasons. I really enjoyed it, and that enthusiasm has carried on throughout the whole series, and not just because of the history of it and the way that Oak and I might remember it from back in the day. I genuinely like the story, and I think that there's a lot of stuff out there that that's out there for entertainment for kids, right? And younger people, or even young adults. And I just think that it's something that's just a lot of fun for everybody. The ridiculousness of karate tournaments causing all this trouble and conflict. And look, we're getting so many of the actors back from the movies. It's just a lot of fun. And genuinely, I know we said this about the first couple of seasons, that it does take a lot of issues that kids are facing, whether it might be bullying or fitting in or whatever, and kind of brings that to the forefront a little bit and talks about it. Now, in this episode, we didn't get a ton of that. We just kind of got a bit of a catch up, a bit of where the team is at, what's going on with everybody. And we did see that a lot of our characters kind of figured it out, got it back together. Of course, the trip to golf and stuff eventually seemed to work out for everybody. But so I'm really excited to have the show back. It's just so much fun. The writers do such a good job of, while not only telling a compelling story with the actors they have, giving us plenty of fan service for the moments that even we had in this episode that were a lot of fun. So I'm just really thankful for that. The writers of the show, and I'll wrap this up quick here, but the writers of the show do such a good job of being fans of the original movies and knowing just how much of the old stuff to put in to kind of jog your memories a little bit. And I really like that, yet still keeping a modern, compelling story with all the actors, because, I mean, this has been going on for a while, and credit to them to be able to keep it going. And the only problem I think they're going to have is that our guy Kenny has grown like 1.5 feet, and he's like way bigger than everybody else now. But I mean, that's what happens when you have a show that runs that long. But you know what? All the actors on this show do a really good job. All the young actors included. They've all been fantastic. So I'm looking forward to a great season of Cobra Kai.
Yeah, this was a heck of a kickoff. I think that the smile on my face should really say it all. You know, when you think about nostalgia, I mean, the movies and the TV shows and the music that we grew up with, they shape your lives. They're such a big part of your childhood and your teenage years. And there's very few times, unless, you know, somebody does a remake or you have a cast reunion, where you kind of have an opportunity, even if it's just for a second, to relive that nostalgia. You know, we watched Roadhouse, and we were waiting for a few lines and a few cues from the original. And sometimes when they do remakes, of course, Top Gun Maverick, they tied in some really powerful stuff from the original, but it's hard to really deliver that, and they do such a good job. It's quick. In some instances, it's a little bit stronger in others, but it's enough there where you just get the stupid, genuine smile on the face of the old guys like me. If you are a younger person, when Robbie comes out and goes, "Stop, don't shoot." So Daniel did that in the first one after him and Allie had a little bit of a falling out, so that was pretty fun. Of course, golf and stuff is where Allie and Daniel went on their first date. That was kind of the hangout there. So I love the nostalgic throwbacks that they have. They're really fun. look, of course, the idea of like, look, 2 karate dojos making, you know, the front page of the news, you know, karate wars in the valley. I mean, it's all a little bit over the top cheesy, but you have to remember, like, that's what these movies were about. The first 3 movies. Again, if it's your first time watching this, I've never watched part 4. Nothing against Hilary Swank. I think she's phenomenal. It was just when Ralph Macchio exited. That's when I exited too. But you know, so the stories were always a bit ridiculous, you know. I mean, like, even back to the first one, like, you know, this is a grown man, and they said to Daniel, like, you show up at that tournament, and if you don't, it's open season on you and the boy. It's like, his kids were like 15 at the time, you know, just going into high school, open season on like an old guy and a kid because they didn't enter a karate tournament. Like, that's crazy. But so it's always had that. So I feel like, the plot seems a little cheesy and some of the stuff, like, that's the genre. And they're kind of staying true to that. They're not afraid to throw stuff that's ridiculous in there. But yeah, in previous seasons, they have worked in some very real world issues as far as bullying and conflict and relationships and things like that, which they do a good job with. This episode, I think, was kind of, again, just a kicking things off, picking back up where we left off. Of course, you know, I was a little thrown off by Stingray's dojo, you know, and I thought, okay, are they going to get Johnny to bring back Cobra Kai? So that was kind of a quick blip they put in there, but I liked that both sides were willing to concede. You know, Daniel obviously saying, hey, look, Mr. Miyagi's legacy was, you know, about teaching. It wasn't about tournaments and titles. And Johnny came back and said he didn't want the Cobra Kai legacy, that was, you know, that was Kreese's legacy. So I thought that was really good. You want to talk about fan service. So if you're a younger person watching this, look, the discussions, which of course were cheesy, for years were who would win in a fight between Johnny and Chosen, or between Johnny and Mike Barnes, or Chosen and Mike Barnes. And so, like, the discussions of who would win. So we finally got, you know, this epic, you know, Johnny and Chosen on the mat. Of course, they brought like this lighthearted twist to it where they were smiling but kind of fighting. So I thought that was great. That was another like throwback piece of fan service. So I mean, people were, finally. And that, look, that's why I like this show. Like, the smile on my face is a genuine smile. It takes me back. It's a fun show. It's nostalgic. Of course, it's a little bit cheesy, but again, that's kind of what it's meant to be. So a really solid first episode. I'm really excited to see where this goes. A very unique release schedule for this as well. I don't know if that was a filming type thing or a schedules type thing, or just trying something new with Netflix as far as part 1, 2, or 3, or kind of get the hype building. I can't really say, but in any regard, however Netflix wants to put this out, however these actors, you know, line up to deliver this story, I'm good with it, because I know I'm going to have so much fun with it. And just, like, again, nothing but smiles for this first episode.
Yeah, the thing that I liked is I kind of like how we got the little bit of arc out of Kenny, and I'm just wondering, like, yes, he's back with, you know, his friends and everything, but is he still going to have a little bit of that anger that was still kind of in him? I wonder if that's going to be something throughout the season. And I guess that's what I'm most excited about, is that I've been watching all these characters for, you know, going on 6 seasons now, and we've seen them all kind of have their different arcs, and the actors have done a really good job. Again, given what could be considered a little bit cheesy sometimes, but they've really made you care for them. And so it's like, you know, when I see like Hawk and Dimitri and everybody's back, and Kenny and his brother, and you're like, it's like you're settling right back into a comfortable chair, you know, to watch the show. And I'm really curious to see, you know, what kind of new stories we're going to have for them, because we had the conflicts, we had where each actor kind of had their opposing nemesis, if you will, and they had to kind of duke it out a little bit in the last couple of seasons. So I'm curious to see how that's going to work going into the big tournament, you know, because it's going to be training, but yet we need to have some kind of conflict, some come from somewhere. So I'm wondering if it'll be, you know, your karate style's not working, we need to do more Eagle Fang, or we need to do more Miyagi-Do. So I'm wondering if maybe that's where it'll go. But if you folks want to drop some of your theories in the comments, I'd love to read them. Again, Oak and I are huge fans of the Karate Kid. This guy's He's a few levels above me on knowledge, if I'm being honest.
I just the last thing I wanted to
lot of
finish with
fun.
was I really loved the arc they gave with Kenny's older brother.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because I'm like, okay, because we've seen some shows, and look, I don't want to get too early, but we've seen some shows where you have family or friends or a big brother, and you have a kid who's in a situation where, you know, maybe, you know, they're in a vulnerable spot and then they go in the wrong direction. And when his big brother was like, oh, next time we're going to go to, you know, I thought he was going to have him go to a party or something. Then you got Kenny drinking or whatever. Of course, he threw out the joke. But I really loved that character arc with Kenny's big brother. And the fact that he pointed out, like, hey, these guys had all these open shots that they could have taken. They didn't because, you know, they weren't there to hurt you. They were there to help. And so I think that's, you know, some really solid writing for this first episode. But
yeah, and he had a chance to cool off a little bit, so maybe that's what it was. The other character that I'm looking forward to, I mean, we might as well talk about it, right? The other character I'm looking forward to is Tori, with how she's going to do it, because man, has she been through a lot this whole season. We saw how everything started with her, and they were having a conversation at golf and stuff at the table about where everybody was going to college.
Yeah.
And she kind of had that look because as we've seen from previous episodes, kind of the situation that she's in. So I'm really wondering how that's going to play out with like her history and her future. And I really hope that she can kind of let go of her past and realize where she is now and who she has become, and that can, you know, kind of push her along on her journey.
Well, you know, I think it brings up kind of an interesting topic that I think a lot of high school kids face these days is when it comes time to look at colleges. Obviously, you know, her financial situation, we really don't know that much about it other than it's not good. I don't think we really even know, you know, much about that versus, you know, Sam's financial situation. Of course, she's looking at colleges. I mean, Miguel's talking Stanford, and I think that's, you know, that's a very real thing. And sometimes you get people who are good friends in high school. Their families are in different situations. They might be in different academic situations. And so sometimes the opportunities that, you know, one person gets excited about, it's tough because the other person just doesn't have those same opportunities. You know, she brought up, you know, being on probation, but there's also, you know, there's grades, there's, you know, finances, there's a lot of things. So that, you know, kind of that time when college or high school kids are trying to pick colleges and stuff, that can be a tough time to navigate. And we've seen other movies talk about that, like, oh, you got in, I didn't get in, you know, and stuff like that. So, you know, a interesting topic for them to bring up. But again, another very real world topic as far as, you know, friends not being able to necessarily have the same opportunities because their family or financial situations or some of their history. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah, and for being an opening episode that was only that was less than 40-ish minutes of you know, actual episode time without, you know, catch-ups and credits, whatever. I thought that they did a good job of kind of giving all the characters just enough time to kind of, if nothing else, reintroduce them to you. You know, again, we saw Hawk and Dimitri, Stingray. We saw, I can't call the kid penis breath. I can't. But we saw those two. I know. We saw those two kind of make up with the shirts and everything, and just, you know, even the background characters they gave a little bit of a shine to, so you'd kind of remember. And obviously, you know, Robbie and company was of course good to see. And yeah, I'm just really wondering where it's going to go this season, because there's a lot of different directions. We know where we're going to end up, right? We know we're going to end up at the World Karate Championship, but how that's going to play out, because I think this next episode, if I had to guess, I think it's going to be all Kreese and all what the kind of the villains of the show are up to and doing, and how that's going to play out, which is always fun because Martin Kove. I mean, come on, like, what more do you want from a villain? A guy's been in the zone as a bad guy for 40 years, whatever it is.
Much 40 years.
Yeah, so
all right. Well, there's only one way to find out, and that is going to be to check out episode 2, which you know it's coming from us, but that's going to wrap it up.
Yep.
For episode 1, season 6, Cobra Kai. That's Mason Quinn. I'm the Appleton Oak, and we are out. We'll catch you next time.
Johnny.
Oh, they're going back to Nam.
Ready to go?
Not that far.
Just gotta say one more goodbye.
The car's already here. Don't worry.
I love young Terry.
See ya. Hey. 더 세게! 여기 오면 안 된다는 거였지? That's enough!
Respectfully, Master Kim, you should be training her, not punishing her for wanting to learn.
You are sensei here? No, not very good student. If you ask for mercy, lesson for whole life. I will teach you again.
What do you mean?
Oh.
She should be learning. So you'll teach her then?
Oh, it's kind of like the Johnny kick arm over.
Well, maybe that's what he wanted. Oh, maybe not.
할아버지 때려. 무서워. 준비됐다. 내일부터 훈련 시작한다.
Okay, not the best way to do it, but
right? Wow.
Oh, God, it's so epic.
We do all have to learn how to pick ourselves back up when we're down. I hope my next step brings me to Stanford University.
Es el mejor cuento desde Don Juan de Mar.
Go more for the jugular at the end. They'll be begging you to go there.
It's great, even though I'm kind of the bad guy in it.
You have great futures ahead of you, both of you. When we win the Sekai Taikai, doors will be flying open for all of us.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, it's unlivable. When are you gonna fix it? He said he's working on it.
We have to look at the big picture. And Miguel wants to go to a college we don't have the money for.
It's like I've been saying. The tournament will fix this.
The tournament is still months away. What do we do in the meantime?
Still has some really good memories here.
Oh, William Zabka and Ralph Macchio, executive producers.
Yeah. Yeah, Will Smith. Assuming it's the same one.
I'm sorry I wasn't there for you back in the valley. But Silver just...
Silver is gone now. I did come to America hoping to see you, but...
You got the logs.
It's like Rocky.
With Cobra Kai, you earned a spot in the Sekai Taikai.
I would say yes, but it is not up to me.
Oh. The old man's still alive? Is it
him?
He is still alive.
Hey.
Hey. Oh, you got a lot of brochures. All of our trials and tribulations of nerdom have finally come to this. We're the bells of the ball.
Is that what we are?
They are fumbling around our dresses trying to cop a feel of our tantalizing brains.
You bros looking to post up at a college a little closer to home, or?
We'll be taking our rodeo on the rodeo.
But safety schools get a bad rap. They keep you close to home, set you up for a big school later.
Yeah, save you a lot of cash. Hey, get your prereqs out of the way. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh.
Is this a Johnny Lawrence poppet?
What the hell's a poppet? I'm an issue with the pipes. Carmen's place is flooded. Staying at my house until it's fixed.
Sarah's Market. Not a good time to rent.
Yeah, I don't need advice from a guy who's just here on a karate vacation.
I'm glad to see the way of the fist is alive and well. But the time has come to spread your teachings to the rest of the world. We will take the place that your granddaughter has earned for Cobra Kai.
No.
Master Ken, maybe you do not understand.
Oh, that was the pointy end.
She made promises.
Silver.
명령하지 마. 너 때문에 내가 죽을 수가 없어.
Whoa.
Always a focus on pride. Never see enemies standing away.
No one will stand in our way.
That delivery.
Never good student. Never good sensei.
Oh.
Oh.
Did Kim tell you how one of my students disposed of 5 of yours?
살고 있네. Hey, give you chance. Prove self.
Oh, what is that gonna all entail?
What are we doing here? If the University of Phoenix wasn't online, it'd be this.
I still need to keep my options open.
Hey, easy with UW Phoenix. They're accredited. Oh, these guys.
Kyler, you go to school here?
Nah, it's more like this school goes to me, you know what I mean?
These two.
All in teeth. Swallowed the old one's wing. I was in a bad place then, and it's all good, buddy. It helped me get my life on track.
Let's go! Let's see you and Brooks both go here.
Nah, he's just visiting. He goes to MIT.
I'm sorry, did you say MIT?
And he's killing it, too.
Never judge a book by its cover.
It's got stairs and everything.
Do not fall in love with first house. There's agents. Typical area. Gentlemen, what am I read?
Prime spot, right?
Chosen Toguchi. So nice to meet you.
I don't know you. Who are you with?
Independent realtor. Very select clientele only.
Mr. Lawrence. It's a pleasure.
He is partner in emerging valley business.
I'm ready to take this off your hands.
Pretty competitive situation. Is that your car?
Gonna have that thing parked here day and night. Let everyone know who's the new king of the neighborhood. It's just me. I'd be sleeping in the car. No, there's my girl. As soon as I can afford a ring, bam, you know what I'm saying?
My client is looking for a tenant who's a little bit more stable.
I'll knock that dumb haircut right off your stupid face. You show you just how unstable I am.
Just kicks the sign.
When I was just a boy, invaders tried to conscript me into military. So I fight them using my father's unjangdo. I kill 12 men before I lose unjangdo. Return knife to me.
Holy shit. Sending him out on a mission.
You will find more than just unjangdo.
Oh, the classic story of having to go into the cave to find yourself.
Hello, gorgeous.
There it is.
I'm gonna take that knife.
Oh, got him.
Oh, he got bit.
Hey, you got to really come over to my place, man. I got this, like...
Oh.
Did I tell you could drink my beer? Go make me some jungle juice, yeah?
Yes, Mr. Zinker.
Oh, he doesn't know he's just pledging.
That's just how they talk around here, bro. But once I get done pledging,
Yeah.
I'm gonna run this shit.
Oh boy.
Boy. This gonna end up them getting in trouble.
Or they're gonna fall in love with the place.
You blaming me for that clown douche's attitude back there?
No, not blaming you, but Miyagi-Do is a way of life. Sacred.
I probably shouldn't have insulted that guy's haircut.
What a stupid haircut. Come. Second chance.
Oh man, this place is even better.
Ah, look who's back.
Look, man, I was out of line.
Yeah, that you were. There's the door. I think I'm gonna rent a house to a degenerate with a weird car and a sketchy family. If you gentlemen will excuse me, you can excuse yourselves.
Hey, guys. Whew, I hope Baz didn't scare you off. Are you John Lawrence?
I haven't kicked your ass before, have I? Because you got that look.
Oh, Jesus.
I saw you fight in the Elk Valley in '83. Jerry's brother's friend? I used to moonwalk to class.
Catch 84?
No, I missed that one. You're Dutch. Dutch was so freaking cool.
Yeah, he's in prison.
Oh, he's in prison.
Listen, man, I got off on the wrong foot with your agent. I know I may not be the ideal tenant, but, I can really see a place like this becoming my home.
You'd want to rent my house for real? I'd be honored. How's your credit?
Can't imagine it's any good.
I actually own a couple houses around here, so if you can get your financials on track, I'm sure we can work something out.
Oh, look at that.
Hell yeah, John Lawrence.
John Lawrence!
See? Jesus. Well, there you go.
I remember the last season, they did a good job of getting some sympathy out of him.
You're all messed up, Johnny. You did this to me. All I ever did was be your friend. You were my weakness, but I'm not yours.
I think you're misguided.
Whose fault is that?
Do you even understand how much that hurts me? You are the only person to make me feel this pain. You are my weakness.
Oh, heart punch.
I thought you were the answer, but all you really are is just the enemy standing in my way.
Oh!
Oh, didn't see that.
That was
coming.
neck snap deletion there.
Hey, so we hear that you go to MIT. What did you get on your SATs?
Some ketchup? I don't know. I mean, like 790, 780.
Oh, freshie.
Thinking it's not the same MIT.
Where's my vacuum?
Oh,
Yo, vacuum. You want in? Get on the ground, be the vacuum.
Oh, my God.
Enough!
Oh.
The truth is that you are never getting into this friend. You're lost.
Hey, handled that pretty well.
Bitch, don't you know I know karate?
Yes. Oh. Spear!
Not like a good old-fashioned house party fight.
Yeah.
Oh, takes me back.
Dimitri's showing off.
Yeah. Oh, got your own guy. Oh, got him again.
Friendly fire.
Let's go! Let's go, man!
Hey, where's Bucks?
Oh, through the table!
I know I just became an official Miyagi-Do sensei, but I'm owed some back pay.
Deal.
Okay, great. Should I see a girl out front to cut me a check?
Johnny, Chosen doesn't get paid.
So you're just using free immigrant labor?
Nobody gets paid. That's the whole spirit of Miyagi-Do.
I gotta show ongoing income if I want to get my family into a killer house.
Maybe it's time you ditch the gig work, and get a real 9 to 5.
Come on out, you son of a bitch.
You got bit by a cobra and he's all right.
Yeah, it's a pretty sick-looking cobra. I mean, maybe its venom's not as strong. Being in this cave, he's gonna take out the cobra. Watch.
What a gangster.
Oh.
Man, why are the ghosts so fast? You gotta tell us what is going on with MIT. I mean,
It's going to be some other college
Yeah.
that has the MIT initials.
I lied. Just wanted to impress you guys because you're smart. But you got 750 total? Why are you guys so worried about this anyway? You want to learn to fix washing machines?
Maytag Institute of Technology.
Midwest Industrial
Industrial
Training.
Training.
That's incredible.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, my dad. He was super pissed when I didn't get into any schools. I slacked off. I'm a freaking idiot, man.
Are we gonna get an arc out of him now?
I could have gone to a great party school, not a safety party school.
A safety party school.
You gotta chase after that damn dream.
That's actually some great advice, Kyler.
You think West Valley High will let me back in?
Are you the guys that got into the fight in the Theta Omega house? If you're looking for another house, you're in. As long as you can be that badass all the time.
I used to kick this guy's ass all over the valley. Tell him, Rhea. It's true.
Rhea, he still calls him Rhea.
Oh, look at Johnny.
Hey, Johnny, what's going on?
I've been thinking about your generous offer to work here.
I didn't exactly say...
I'm all for playing the slow game.
Just excuse me one second. He thinks I offered him my job.
What do you think's in the briefcase? Oh, someone sold the car.
Congratulations. You're gonna look so hot in this.
Your salesperson, John, is a real treasure.
It's important to listen to the customer. It's all about balance.
I'm going to send my whole family here.
John here would be happy to help all of them.
I love Amanda because she's always been like the voice of reason and like this level of reality.
죽으라고 보내지 않으셨습니까?
난 죽음을 맞으라고 보냈어.
He's not going to give him the knife. He's going to give him the cobra.
Yeah. The cobra's still in the bag, though.
Well, yeah.
It's gotta be.
It's about eliminating what stands in the way.
There it is.
Now you understand. We are ready. And nothing will ever stand in our way again.
I love how I'm so into this. I can't help it. I love it. I love it, folks. I can't. I don't know what to say. Love it. Oh, what an episode. I kind of figured, I should say, that we were probably going to get our villain's point of view in episode 2. And this one was a lot of fun, but we also still got to see some of the fun from our guys. So in the last couple of minutes there, we saw Johnny's apparently a hell of a salesman, which makes sense, right? He was able to sell karate to all these kids in the valley and do pretty well at it. So it would make sense that he'd be good at selling cars as well. Because it's kind of a personality thing. Like, it doesn't matter if you're selling pencils or cars or cell phones. It's about selling the product. So it makes sense that Johnny would be good at that. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I love how he just walks in like, oh, of course, I got my briefcase. Of course, LaRusso gave me the job. Of course he did. So that was fun. I did like how they gave us the take on one. We kind of touched on it on the last episode, Oak, about the kind of the anxiety when you're in high school of that kind of that pressure of, okay, I gotta make a decision. I've got to go to college, or whatever it might be. I have to do this. And I think sometimes you kind of forget that, like, look, it's all right. You got time to make a decision. The world's not going to end. You've got some time. So I like that. I like the take on the pledging in college, because I know probably when you and I were coming up through college, the whole pledging and the hazing thing, it was commonplace. It truly was. I don't think anybody needs to sugarcoat that. Obviously, we haven't been in college for a minute, so not sure how it is now. But, there's been some stories in the news of some very unfortunate things regarding that. So I like how and that's what this show does. They take a serious topic, they address it, but then they have some fun with it. And I like how they did that on this episode. Kyler was able to give out some great advice and realized, that he found another path with another fraternity that was, a better spot for him. So I kind of like that, and I didn't expect to get that much out of Kyler, because he's always been kind of a fun background character that would always have some good one-liners.
Don't you know I know karate?
He would always have the one-liners, right? So he was always a lot of fun. I touched on it a little bit at the end in the car dealership, but this whole series, Amanda has kind of been not just the kind of the voice of reason, but at times I feel a skeptical audience maybe watching the show, because she's always had that look like we're doing all this over karate, huh? That's what it's coming down to. And I just, her delivery, and I don't we don't have the Wikipedia up, so I don't know the actress's name, but she's done just an outstanding job through this whole series of being the one who kind of steps out of the world of Karate Kid, because, you could probably tell when Oak and I were watching it, we're both like on the edge of our seat, like waiting to see what Kreese is going to do in the cave, what's going to happen at the frat party. And you get so into this show, or at least I do. I'll speak for myself. I get so into the show, I kind of forget about some of the silly plots or how it might be over the top. And Amanda's always there to kind of rope you back in and kind of remind you a little bit. So I love her role in this, and of course being, helpful to Daniel as well throughout that. But that was a lot of fun. And now Kreese knows that it's not about the prize, it's about eliminating what's in your way. And it's always been Johnny that's been in his way. He thinks that Johnny made him soft, Johnny made him weak, he had him holding back, not being all that he could be in this situation. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I did like the twist that the older gentleman was still alive. That didn't, I saw it coming, I guess, once they came in the hut where he was, but I didn't expect that. And I didn't expect Kreese to go on this crazy fever dream type journey that he went on. But it's like, again, it's so easy to get sucked into it. And I got to give the writers all the credit in the world for how they're able to walk that tightrope of like, look, we realize the premise might be a bit different and out there and at times a little ridiculous, but if we could just manage to tell this story in a way that draws in the audience, it's so much fun. So this one was another fantastic episode for me.
Yeah, look, this was a lot of fun. The Kreese in the cave with the Cobra, and he took the bite from the Cobra, right?
Yeah.
But what a badass Martin Kove was. I was so happy just to share this story. So the first time I ever went to a Comic-Con was in 2018, I believe, right after the first season came out. 17 or 18, right, or anytime. It was after the first season had came out, and I had an opportunity to meet both Ralph Macchio and William Zabka. Super cool guys. And this was after the first season came out, after it was only on YouTube Red. So it wasn't as popular after the first season before it went to Netflix. And it was great. So we actually had a little bit of a chance to kind of sit and BS with William Zabka, which I was just on like cloud nine. You guys can't even believe it. And it's a funny, I'll just tell a story real quick if you missed it in previous episodes. So I went down there with two other buddies of mine who were both kind of meatheads, bigger guys, my buddies Joe and Mike. And you know, Joe had been to all these Comic-Cons. He's like, bro, you gotta go, you know. And I look, you kind of think like, hey, it's gonna be a nerdy thing, you know. And you get there and it's like everybody's just flying their nerd flags, you know, whatever you were. And I say nerd as an endearing term, but it was funny because they had the Pink Power Ranger hadn't made a public appearance in a decade, right? A line a mile long. On the other side, they had the creator of Dragon Ball Z, who, you know, again, another mile long line. And then they had Ralph Macchio and William Zabka, which after season 1, it's pretty short lines and you almost kind of feel bad, but I'm like so excited. We were kind of joking. I had this shirt on and we were kind of joking. And I mean this in an endearing term because me and, you know, Mike and Joe are really good guys and none of us are into the bullying stuff, but we were kind of joking. We're like, you know, we're looking at everybody over waiting to meet the Pink Power Ranger. Oh, like you're nerds waiting to meet the Pink Power Ranger.
Only you knew.
And then look over there. It's like, oh, look at all these Dragon Ball Z. They're waiting. And we kind of had joked like, you know, everybody in both these lines are like, hey, get a load of the meatheads. Get a load of the meatheads over there waiting to meet the Karate Kid, you know? And it was just so much fun. But in any regard, not this past March, but the previous March, I had a chance to meet Martin Kove down in Orlando. And it was funny because he was doing autographs and selfies at his table. If you've ever been to the fan expos, they're incredible, or C2E2. But so I went, I'm like nervous as shit. I don't know, like here I am.
Phone's all sweaty.
I'm so nervous. There he is in line, you know, 30, 40 years just waiting to meet Sensei Kreese. And we get up and I have his autograph and we go to take the picture and I have the dumbest smile on my face, right? And I have the worst smile on my face. And you hate to ask for a do-over, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. He might have commented on me being big or whatever. And I walk away and I'm like, holy shit, I'm smiling. It's terrible. You know, this is the worst.
Straight faced.
Well, so a little bit later on that afternoon, you get to do professional photo ops, right? And so if you ever go to one of these, some of the actors or celebrities will do like selfies or pictures at their autograph table. A lot of them you have to buy a photo op, and most of them you have the opportunities to do both. So I went and I'm like, I gotta buy the photo op. So I went and purchased the photo op. So like an hour later, it's like, didn't I just get a picture with you? I'm like, yeah, man. But I was smiling. I'm like, I've been waiting for almost 40 years to get a picture with John Kreese. He can't smile. So we have a picture. You know what? I'll post up a couple Cobra Kai pictures up on my Instagram. You can go check that out. But in any regard, I actually love Martin Kove, and I think his acting is like, you know, he's such an old school badass, and he's one of these guys, like, he's a very rare individual for me. Like, you know, look, we all age. We're all getting old. I think you can. You know, The Rock and Statham have proven you can be pretty badass into your 50s, right? But look, he's, you know, at Martin Kove's age, there's not a lot of dudes who are still like, you look at them in their 70s and you're like, you know what? He's still just a badass, right? He's still just a badass.
That look.
And that's so cool. And so everything he's in, yes, he's going to the cave. There's a white cobra. It bites him. He has some hallucinations and comes right back and he's good to go. But it was awesome, right? I mean, so I love that part. I love that he went back to his old school. They're geared up to fight this tournament, and it feels like now the one thing I will say is a world karate tournament. Obviously, that's a big deal, right? So it's like with the All Valley stuff, you feel like, oh, the Valley Karate Wars, maybe taking it a little bit serious. Look, this is a young adult level world tournament, so they could take it serious, but still with the attitude like no enemy will stand in our way is a little serious. I like the exploring the college things, you know, again, very, very relatable for so many people. I went to a tech school and then a junior college right out of high school, kind of a local college where you could get your first 2 years in before you went to the other one. So that was very relatable to me. My best friend in high school went to UW-Madison here in Wisconsin, which for the last, 80 million years running has been like one of the top 5 party schools in the country. And so a majority of my weekends were spent at UW-Madison. And I was a 2-time state champ in Taekwondo and sparring. I didn't really get into forms and board breaking. My friends who knew that I could fight got me in a lot of fights. I never really started, and it was always with like frat guys. I was never in a fraternity. No offense if you are, but I don't know. We didn't really always love the frat guys. So my friends would talk a lot of trash, and I'd be throwing kicks at house parties and stuff. They never quite last that long. Usually it was 1 or 2 kicks and a punch, and it was like, oh shit, it was over. But I loved the fight scene. So in the first episode, they mentioned the kumite, right?
Yep.
This felt like an homage to the bar fight scene in the movie Best of the Best. I believe Best of the Best came out in '89, and it was about Team USA fighting Team Korea. And they all went out for some drinks in their last night before going into serious training. If you haven't seen Best of the Best, go watch it. It's awesome.
Spoilers incoming.
But they have a big fight in a bar that felt like this. So I'm wondering if, look, you could have had a fight at a house party and had it be fun, but I'm wondering, a little bit of me wants to believe that the directors were like, you know what, we brought up the kumite in the first one.
I think we're going to see a lot of that.
Let's pay a little bit of homage to Best of the Best. Like, if this is the final season, let's respect some of the old school karate movies, and Best of the Best is one of the best of the 80s. But look, I love this. You know, we see Johnny trying to get his life on track. Of course, they threw in some Johnny humor. The car sales thing, look, if you've ever shopped for cars, it can be a daunting experience. I've had positive experiences, and I've had really bad experiences shopping for vehicles. And, you know, I could totally see somebody like Johnny being like that laid-back car salesman that we all want to run into. Like, hey, it's a cool car, you know, it's great, not going to bullshit you, you know, this and this. And having somebody be like, wow, that was actually very, very refreshing.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, when we bought my fiance's vehicle a few years ago, it was like we had a car salesman like that. It was just kind of like super chill, super laid back, and I'm like, you know what, this is my guy. let's get the order in. But I've had bad experiences, but it was cool. He's got a job. But here's the thing with Johnny being at his dealership now, you know, well, no, I'm not so worried about the time for karate, but what if he gets out of line? This is Daniel's business.
Yeah.
So, you know, after the first episode, Mason Quinn was talking about there's still, you know, obviously we have, you know, Team A versus Team B, but there still has to be, I shouldn't say has to be, but we're still expecting some points of tension between our crew, whether it be the students or the teachers and things like that. So I'm wondering if Johnny now working for Daniel at some point isn't going to like kind of go bad, you know, hey, I got to let you go, or it could go really good. But in any regard, we had some fun scenes. We had a huge fight. You know, look, my advice to college kids, don't go through the hazing stuff. Some of it can be very dangerous. I know they've backed off a lot of that, but it ain't worth getting into a frat, putting yourself in any sort of physical risk. So be careful if you're out there and somebody's telling you need to do something dangerous to get into a frat. Like, look, I did plenty of dumb shit in college. I just talked about the multitude of fights I got into, which I will say nobody ever got hurt really bad. We usually always kind of just stopped when
mostly showing off.
Well, it was a little bit of both. Yeah. But in any regard, it was, you know, another good episode. And I don't know, I'm really enjoying this first season. Look, we're not going to sit here and tell you that this is, you know, that this is Shogun, or
right.
You know, that this is
it's close to Shogun.
You know, that this is Shogun, or, you know, or Loki, or one of these shows with just, you know, next level plots and this sort of stuff. You just take it for what it is. It's a lot of fun. It has some great nostalgia, and we're loving it. And I can't wait to see what the rest of the first part of season 6.
Do you kind of feel the same way about Amanda, that she's put in there to kind of be like the tether of reality a little bit?
I feel like she's almost like the spirit of Miyagi, like hanging out, telling everybody to just like chill. But it's almost, to me, and it's almost like Amanda's kind of there, like, just breaking through the fourth wall a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. She's like that tether.
Wall. Like, you're thinking like, all right, come on. And then she says it, and you're like, okay. Yeah, so I feel like it's like, they're like, well, you're not going to quite have her turn at the camera and be like, isn't this crazy? And then break the fourth wall like that. You know, we've been watching She-Hulk, which is almost feels like a little like you know, the same, and like it's kind of fun and campy and you can't take it too seriously, but she's like straight breaking the fourth wall looking at the camera, and I feel like you could do that with Amanda, but in any regard, it's been a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to, well, we only got 3 more episodes, and then we gotta wait for a little while longer, but we're gonna have fun with them.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. We hope you all enjoy it with us. So for the Appleton Oak, I'm Mason Quinn. This is Bad Medicine. That was Cobra Kai, and we will see you on the next one.